We are having a very special guest with us today, Marc Blaser of Blaser Swisslube. Welcome to India.
Thank you, Hari. Good to be back. Finally back in India.
That's really wonderful.
Yes.
We have seen the lubricant, otherwise the oil, is a very vast business. Actually, India is dependent upon the fuels. We import a lot of oil from outside, and there are so many companies who is working in this field. But Blaser Swisslube is working very closely in one focus segment, that is only on the metalworking fluids.
Correct.
Why?
Well, there is a very important and specific reason to that. The lubricant market is huge. It's huge. So the metalworking fluid market only represents about 6% of the global lubricant market, but it entails 70 to 75% of the complexity of the lubricant market. So a tiny segment with a huge complexity. Why is that? We deal with different machines, different operations, different materials, different tools, coatings, geometries, machining strategies, different water qualities. So it's basically an unlimited complexity that we have in front of us when we talk about the metalworking fluid. Standard engine oil is quite easy to formulate because where it is running and it's in a closed system, the temperatures, and that's completely contrary to the metalworking fluid. At every customer, you can face a different challenge on how a metalworking fluid is being put in operation. And for us, since 1936, we promise to our customers a tangible added value, and we want to make sure we don't just promise it, but that we deliver it before we are being paid by the customer. So we want to show the proof that we deliver this tangible added value. And therefore, it was clear that we focus on the most complex segment of the lubricant market and have therefore specialized in this field.
From 1936?
1936, my grandfather started the company, and since 1973 we are focusing on the metalworking fluid market and really specializing in that field.
So you are actually 50 years, you are completing 50 years now concentrating on the metalworking fluid.
Correct. And I'm proud to say that today I definitely can say we're the knowledge and competence leader in this field. And yes, we're the only ones who address this topic in such a focused way.
But even if we see last 50 years, the machining, the precision engineering is changing. Even actually after pandemic in India, we are seeing that there are a lot of manufacturing happening in the defense sector. There are lots of precision components are manufactured in aerospace sector. So all these places, the way the machining was done, the requirement is becoming different. So the metalworking fluid also need to transform over time?
Absolutely. You have, and at the same time, you have the right magazine, The Machine Maker. If you look at the whole development which was done on the machining side, so you have more performant, or higher performing machines. You have tools and coatings and geometries which allow you to have much higher performance rates. And so it's a constant evolution in regards of what metalworking fluid has to address. And especially when you do it like we do, we don't just want to provide another cutting fluid, but we want to make sure the customer truly perceives and sees it as a liquid tool, creating tangible productivity increases for him.
You talked about liquid tool. So every coolant is not a coolant. Blaser is a liquid tool. Why?
Well, that's our promise to the customer. So we promise the customer that we don't just deliver a liquid in a nice drum, but we promise him that this liquid is a tool to leverage his investments he has made into his infrastructure, his machines, his people, creating a higher productivity and a higher competitiveness in his operation. So if you work with Blaser, you have in a tangible way a better performing organization, and hence you have a higher chance of being successful in your own competition against your own competitors. And that's where we don't just promise it, we deliver it at every customer, and do it with productivity studies such as we show it here in the productivity trophy.
For example, for machining, a customer, he invests in the best machine. That is the first, the investment, what goes from a manufacturer. Then comes the tool, the selection of the right tools, and then comes the other parameters, what goes around with that, be it in the inspection or be it in the pre-setting. So, what is the role as a productivity tool Blaser plays in that manufacturer's life?
A substantial one. I sometimes use an example of a race car. You know, it's not just good enough to have a fast race car, to have the right engine, the right fuel, to have the right driver, but you also need the right tires for that specific racetrack and weather conditions that you face.
True.
And it's a bit the same with the metalworking fluid when it should become a liquid tool. So customers quite often do not link a metalworking fluid to productivity relevant results, such as higher output, lower manufacturing costs, higher quality, less scrap rates. Quite often this link is not really made. And we promise to the customer that we thoroughly analyze his situation based on our expertise, give him a proposal on what he can expect from us. That's the second step. Then run a trial where we prove that we don't just have nice words, but that we deliver tangible results. And at the end, provide him with a value communication, productivity report, where he has it black on white, what was the initial situation and what has he achieved as a result, and hence what his benefit is.
Another thing what I would like to find out from you is that one of the things what Blaser promises is the sustainability and the health of a worker, which is very important after pandemic. We have seen that every company is looking at health as a major criteria.
Yes.
So you're very particular in manufacturing your product with the right kind of health, taking care of the health hazards. If you can just explain.
It is absolutely essential that we look at the machine operator as the key contributor to a productive environment. I mean, if you have the best equipment, if you have the best infrastructure, but you don't have the operator who can run this machine or run this process because he has skin rashes or he has health problems, then all the benefit doesn't bring anything because you cannot exploit it. And therefore, for us, but that's already since 1936, we always focus at looking to formulate products which have the least impact on the environment and the health of the employees. But it's a very complex world again, and for us the most important is that every formulation that we provide to the market is tested on skin compatibility, because we are aware that this is the most important resource to reproduce or to ensure that these outstanding results can be realized on a continuous basis at the customer.
Everything comes with a cost, and definitely taking care of our own people are very important. But as you know, India is a very cost-centric market. You give the quality, you give the productivity, and you also ensure your customer save the money. But still, India is a growing market, and there is this awareness need to be created among the people that you should use the right product for the benefit of your product, the component what you're manufacturing, as well as taking care of your health of your people.
Yep.
So how you think that Blaser can play a role there?
I mean, you say the right thing. India is cost conscious, not price conscious. Of course, quite often we confuse price and cost. So what we promise to the customer is that if we can look at the process in a holistic way, we promise the lowest costs. That's promised. Otherwise, we don't want to help the customer, because then we would make him less competitive. And sometimes, this means applying a product which might be at a higher price. Quite often, this is actually the case, but it's secondary as long as the costs are lower for the user. And so our promise is, of course, a lot of our competitors can sell products at a much cheaper price, but we are not afraid of that, because we always look at it holistically. We guarantee the lowest costs, and then it's not just a nice marketing slogan, but we run the proof-emptivity studies, and then we show we basically give the proof of the pudding. We show that what we say is actually true, and that the costs are the lowest for the user.
Congratulations to you that this your international event, this productivity trophy, what you're continuing for many years, is having its fourth edition in India. Can you just put some light about that today's event?
Thank you very much. So the productivity trophy is basically an event where we put customer projects in the light, because quite often we work in the background, in the customer sites, in, of course, highly confidential projects, and these are 6 projects which we can not only award or where we can not only hand in or hand out an award, but we can talk about them. And of course, I'm extremely proud to have 6 categories, winners of 6 categories, who will represent themselves, that it's not just the marketing concept which Blaser is following, but that it's true tangible results that we generate with real customers, which gives them a competitive edge against their competitors, and hence which increases their potential for success.
It is amazing for us to be here. Blaser is not just another metalworking fluid manufacturing company that we all know. The proof is the customers, what Blaser have gained over years. Thanks for giving a valuable time of yours to Machine Maker, and we wish Blaser all the success in the future.
Thank you very much, Hari, and of course I also wish you a lot of success in the market in India and abroad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.